One more time. Melody, that was amazing. Great job. Okay, so guys, we have a gift for you. We have a holiday coming up. Hey, we have a holiday coming up, and it is Christmas, right? That is coming up, but there's a few more before that one, and the first one that's coming up is Halloween. So we have something for you guys, okay? Everyone get ready. Right now, your leaders are coming, and they're going to be handing out notes for you guys, okay? Why do we do notes? We have notes just in case, and can you guys relate to this? Does anyone have a hard time remembering things? Like, come on, let's just be honest. Has anyone ever walked upstairs because you needed to get something just to forget what you needed to get, and then you had to go back down? Okay, exactly. So if that's happened to you, then guess what? We have something for you guys, and that's notes for you guys to write some stuff down. And because it's Halloween, everyone listen up. We have some very special pens that someone who's really, really cool. Her name is Fran. Already, that's an amazing name. But she literally, like these pens that you guys are going to get right now, she literally made these, okay? Like by hand. And she made like hundreds of them. You guys in the front, you'll see soon. But grab a pen. Doesn't matter which one, but just grab one. And don't forget your notes too. If you have one of these pens, then you better be taking notes too. And the question is, can we keep them? The answer is, no, you can't. Leave the pens on the chair when you're done. I know, I'm so sorry. So that way, when you come back next week, you can use them that time too, okay? So just wait patiently. Don't worry, your leaders are coming through with some pens and notes for you guys. Thank you so much, Steph, PJ, and Alex, and everyone else who's helping. You guys are the best. Okay, so while your leaders are doing that, I need to ask you guys a very personal question, okay? Could I ask you guys a personal question, yes or no? Yes, I am. Has anyone ever done something dumb before? I'm looking around, and I'm not seeing a lot of hands, okay? Let me ask one more time. Has anyone ever done something really dumb before? There we go, there we go. Now the hands are coming up. Okay, now, I want to hear one of the dumb things you've done, okay? I'm going to choose one of you guys to share something dumb that you did, and I'm only going to choose one student. So whatever it is that you have, it better be like something really, really, really dumb, okay? I don't want to hear, I didn't tie my shoe one day. Like, no, I want to hear something crazy, okay? So who thinks they have a story that's really, really dumb, something really dumb that they did, okay? Okay. I've made my decision, and I'm going to choose you to share something really, really dumb. And it's not going to be too crazy, okay? Remember, parents are watching this, just so you know. Okay, that's all you need to know. All right, go ahead. You can tell me, and I'll repeat, actually, what they said. Go ahead. Everyone listen. I need to hear this. Shh. Uh-huh. Oh, no. Okay. Guys, listen up. That's amazing. So he woke up, imagine this. He woke up one morning. Remind me your name, by the way. Braden. So Braden woke up one morning, and he's getting ready for school. He puts his iPad and his Chromebook, right? Both of them in his backpack, and he decides to take a walk around his pool. And then can you guys guess what happened next? He fell in the pool. So did your stuff work after that? Nice. That's amazing. Wow. God is good, huh? Okay. Put your hands down. Let me tell you guys something, okay? Everyone listen. I can't relate because I've never done anything dumb before. I never make bad. You guys can ask Priscilla. I've never done anything dumb before, right, Priscilla? No, I didn't drop Ezra once. That's super rude. But Braden's story reminded me of this, okay? So, and this is such a long story, but I'm going to keep it so short. So one day, I was hanging out doing some homework. Who's ever done some homework before? Oh, okay. Some people didn't raise their hands. That's okay. So I was doing some homework, and I was working on my laptop. And then I was working at a Starbucks, and this is actually one of my favorite stories. I was working there, and then Everyone listen, okay? I want you guys to hear how dumb your pastor was in this moment, okay? So listen. Shh. So I was getting some work done, and then I decided that it's time to go home. And I had worked really hard. It was a long day. I had to wake up really early because I played basketball at the time. So I was pretty tired. And then I pack everything up, I get in my car, and I drive home. And then once I get home, I'm like, oh, that's weird. I can't find my laptop anywhere. And I'm like, oh, well, I know for sure I packed it in my bag and I brought it with me. Come to find out, long story short, everyone get ready, listen to this. I can't find my laptop for days. And then I get a call from this random number saying, hey, did you lose your laptop? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Come to find out, when I was getting in my car, I put my laptop on the roof of my car, and I forgot to take it off the roof of my car. And can you guys guess where my laptop was? It flew off on the side of the freeway, okay? And this is an actual true story. And then someone was able to open it and find my contact, and it still worked. I used it for 3 years after that, and it worked just fine. It was pretty beat up, but hey, it still worked after driving 2 miles and then being on the freeway. So that's pretty impressive. But as I'm thinking about this, okay, I think back to or at least a lot of the dumb things that I've done, okay? Who's done actually a lot of dumb things in your life, if you're honest? Okay, good. I think back to those times, I'm like, you know what? I'm noticing this theme here, okay? There's something that all my bad moments have in common, and here it is. Everyone look at me right now. A lot of the dumb decisions that I make them when I'm really tired, okay? Can anyone relate to that? Have you ever been really tired and that's caused you to do something dumb? Just think about this. Some of my worst moments in life, everyone listen, shh. Some of my lowest moments, some of my most unhappy moments, some of my rudest moments, actually most of them, if I'm honest, were when I was really, really tired and really sleep deprived, okay? And the truth is this, we all need sleep, okay? Now, according to some research that I've seen, teens need, get ready for this, teens and preteens need about 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night. Who would say, okay, be honest right now. We'll talk more about it in life group, but right now, who would say, this isn't you're in trouble or anything like that, who actually gets 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night, regularly? Yes, you guys are great. And you guys probably have more brain cells than most of us, okay? Myself included. Look at this next one. Looking at screens, oh, that's interesting. Shh. Looking at screens late at night disrupts our sleep, okay? We'll talk more about that in a second. And lack of sleep leads to bad decision-making, anxiety, and worse grades. Okay, another question for you guys. Who would say that you want to make more bad decisions in life? Raise your hand. Okay. Raise your hand if you want to be more anxious in life. Anyone out there? Okay, raise your hand if you want to have worse grades. Okay, here, if you're taking notes, write this down. Here's what you got to do. If you want those things to be true of you, then just don't rest, okay? Did you write that down? Don't rest if you want to have a lot of anxiety, if you want to make bad decisions, and if you just want to be a really mean person, okay? That's what you got to do. That's the secret. But with this being said, it's important, too, that we pay attention to this, okay? We're in a series called Chronically Online, okay? And what we're doing is we're talking about screens. So what if our screens are making us tired? What do I mean by screens? I mean Netflix, I mean Roblox, I mean our phones, I mean our Chromebook, our laptop, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, video games, Dress to Impress. I know. Is that a game? Is it fun? Okay. Clearly. So, when it comes to, everyone listen, shh. When it comes to screens and sleep, here's some lies that we believe, okay? Everyone look at these screens. Here's some lies that we tend to believe on this very thing. Have you ever told yourself this before? The entertainment that I'm getting from this screen is more valuable than the rest that my body needs. Who's ever been here before? Where you're watching your favorite TV show, you're playing a video game, and you say, you know what, it's getting kind of late, but I'll just watch one more episode, or let me just be one more level, and then one more episode turns into one more season, and then one more season turns into, oh, dang it, the sun is coming out. Has that ever happened to anyone before? Okay, that's happened to me. That's the first one. That happened last night. Wow. So the second one, the second lie we tell ourselves is, I don't need to sleep. Have you guys ever felt like, oh, like, I'll be fine in the morning. Like, I don't need to get that much sleep. Like, let me just keep playing video games or keep scrolling until the sun comes out. Anyone? Here's another one. Lack of sleep won't affect me. Have you ever felt like, oh, like, I'll be fine. Like, I'll be fine. I don't need to sleep. I'll be good. Okay. And then what about this? I can sleep when I'm dead. See, all these lies kind of expose something going on. And that is that our screens are making us tired, okay? Or you can even say it like this. Our screens are disrupting our sleep. That's true for many of us. Maybe not all of us. But I think if we're honest with ourselves, maybe that's true for you, okay? And why are we talking about this? Well, it's because this. Everyone look at me right now when I say this, okay? Either look at me or write this down. Either one. Those are your two options. In my years of being a pastor, here's what I've noticed. One of the main things that gets in the way of many of us living the way that Jesus wants us to live is lack of sleep. You ever thought about that before? Maybe we're just too tired to even live like Jesus. Because think about this. Remember, we make really bad decisions when we're tired. And let me tell you something. It's a lot harder to be kind to someone when you're tired. It's a lot harder to be patient with someone when you haven't slept. It's a lot harder to be joyful when you're lacking sleep. And one of my favorite authors, he said this. He says that few people actually get the rest they need to be the persons of love that God calls them to be. One reason our world is so full of outrage, anger, and reactivity is because people are simply too tired and worn down to be gracious, show patience, and think things through. Rest is essential. In other words, everyone listen, we need rest in order to become people of love. Did you guys know that? So, if the truth is this, is that our screens are making us tired, we need to learn a better way, okay? But luckily, the good news is this, okay? That Jesus shows us a better way, okay? Everyone just yell that to the person next to you. Everyone yell and say, Jesus shows us a better way. Good, good. Jesus shows us a better way. And that's what we're going to look at today, okay? So we'll go to Luke chapter 5 in a second, but before we do, we need to use our imagination, okay? Do you guys know the SpongeBob meme, the imagination meme? Everyone do the imagination meme right now to get us in the right state of mind. Okay, good, good, good. That's what we need to do. So let's pretend that no longer are we middle schoolers, okay? We're going to time travel all the way back to about 2,000 years ago. And guess who we are, okay? Wow, that's so rude. I hope she's watching this. So we're going to travel that long, and we're going to pretend like we're Pharisees, okay? So who are we? Oh, my gosh. This side wasn't listening. Luke was listening, but no one else. This side. Who are we? Pharisees. Good. Remember. Here. No. Let's try this again. We're traveling back using our imagination, and now we're Pharisees, okay? One more time. Who are we? Good, good, good. So, a few things we need to know about Pharisees. Everyone listen. Shh. Pharisees, they loved rules, okay? Does anyone love rules out there? No. There's like, I literally saw one hand. That's amazing. Of course, middle schoolers don't love rules, but we do. Why? Because we're Pharisees, okay? We love rules, especially rules from God, okay? Remember that. Keep that in mind. And specifically the Old Testament, there's a lot of rules and laws that God gives to his people, okay? And we care so much about those rules. So think of it like this, okay? Everyone look at me right now. So since we're Pharisees, we have God's rules. God's rules are like this, okay? About 619 commands that we have in the Old Testament. That's God's rules. But since we as Pharisees, we love rules so much, you know what we did? We added rules to God's rules, okay? So God's rules are like this, but our Pharisee rules, they're like this. Like we added a bunch, okay? And the thing about us is that we combine both of them, okay? So they're both equal in our eyes. Our rules, God's rules, they're all the same, okay? So that's what we do as Pharisees. Another thing that we do is that we kind of go around and we make sure that no one breaks God's rules, okay? Because if they do, then it's going to be a problem. You guys get that, right? Who are we? Do you guys remember? Good, good. So that's what we do. Now, one of the things that we care so much about is this thing called Sabbath, okay? Can everyone do me a favor? Can everyone say Sabbath? Okay, one more time. Everyone say Sabbath. Good. We care a lot about Sabbath. So what is Sabbath? In order to understand that, we need to go all the way back to the beginning, which is in Genesis, okay? Here's where we get this idea of Sabbath first, okay? Genesis chapter 2, first 3 verses say this. So the heavens and the earth and everything in them were completed. Now, of course, this is God talking about whenever he created everything. And then he says, on the seventh day, on what day? Good. On the seventh day, God had completed his work. God had completed the work that he had done, and he rested. On the seventh day, from all the work that he had done, just in case you missed it, God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, and he rested on it from all his work in creation. So think about this for a second. God creates everything, okay? He creates the whole entire universe, and he does it in how many days? 7. Nope, 6 days. Thank you for the enthusiasm, though. So he does it in 6 days. And then on the seventh day, what did God do? Yes, good job. He rested. Now, is the reason why God rested, was it because he got really tired? Like, I'm at the point in life, I don't know if you guys relate to this, but I'm at the point where it's like, if I'm walking and like talking on the phone, I get out of breath. Has that ever happened to anyone, if you're honest? Okay, you don't need to raise your hand, don't worry. But is it because God was really tired that he rested, that he was just working so hard to create all these things? Everyone listen, shh. No, God didn't rest because he was tired, but everyone pay attention to this. God rested to model the fact that he created all of humans and his whole creation with this need that we have, and that is to rest. Okay, so the point of all of this is that we too need to rest. So he made a specific day, the seventh day out of every week, where his people were commanded to rest. And he talks about that in Exodus 34, verse 21. God says, you labor 6 days, and then you must rest on the seventh day. So that was a rule that God created, okay? And that rule had a name, and that name is Sabbath. One more time, everyone say Sabbath. Sabbath. Good. So what does Sabbath mean, okay? In the original language, it's the word Shabbat, and it means simply to rest, okay? And then one of my other favorite authors, he says that to Sabbath is to live as God intended. When we enter into that rest, it's like entering back into Eden. In other words, everyone pay attention to this. God created us to rest, okay? We need to rest. It's good. And that's why God gave us this command, and that is to practice Sabbath, okay? So everyone put your Pharisee hat back on, okay? We're Pharisees again. So now that we understand that this is the rule, how do you think we would feel whenever we were walking around and we saw someone breaking one of these Sabbath rules? How would the Pharisees feel about that? What do you guys think? Yes. We'd be mad, okay? So, one day, we see this guy, okay? And this guy, he had this weird name. I think his name was Jesus or something. And we see him doing something that made us very angry. Back to Luke chapter 6. On the Sabbath, on what day? Let's try that one more time. The answer is Sabbath, okay? On what day? Good. You guys are so smart. On the Sabbath, Jesus passed through the grain fields, and his students, they were picking up heads of grain and rubbing their hands together and eating them. Okay, so we saw Jesus and his people doing something that made us so mad, okay? Because remember, I went right here. Remember, God has like this many commands, and then you have the Pharisees. They have a bunch of these commands. See, Jesus and his students, they weren't breaking any of God's commands, but they were breaking the Pharisees' commands. And that made the Pharisees really, really angry. Okay? And then Jesus took it a step further, and he said these words, okay? This is what really, really made them angry. Jesus said that the Son of Man, a.k.a. Jesus himself, is the Lord of the Sabbath. Now, this made the Pharisees so upset, because here you have Jesus, and he's breaking their rules. Okay, you guys could take your Pharisee hats off. We don't need to be Pharisees anymore. See, Jesus knew that the Pharisees were missing the point. Have you ever missed the point before, where someone's like said a joke and it just like went over your head, you just didn't get it? Okay, that's okay. It happens to me all the time. But the Pharisees, they missed it. See, in their minds, they were making the Sabbath just to be this random rule that they need to keep. But that's not the point. See, the point of Sabbath, don't listen. Shh. Joshua, are you okay? Listen. The point of Sabbath is for God's people to get the rest that they need. And when Jesus says something like that, he's the Lord of the Sabbath, what that means is that every single Sabbath, that whole entire command is pointing to Jesus. It's not about just keeping this random rule, but it's about experiencing Jesus through rest. Think about this for a second. God created us to rest. And every time we rest, every time we get enough sleep, every time we decide to say no to scrolling, staying late up night because we know it's not good for us, every time we're choosing to do that, I don't know if you knew this, but that's choosing to trust in God. Rest is a form of trusting in him. James Bryan Smith, he said, did I lose my paper? Did I drop it or something? Oh, well, I lost my paper, but I think it'll come up. James Bryan Smith, he said that sleep is a way to trust God, okay? Did I really lose it? Maybe I put it in my Bible. Oh, here it is. Oops, sorry. No, I don't need your paper. I have this one. Here's what he said. He said, you cannot force yourself to sleep, okay? Last night, you know what I was doing? Me and Priscilla, we were trying to force Ezra to sleep, but it didn't work. You ever think about that? You can't force yourself to sleep. So to sleep is an act of surrender. It's a declaration of trust, admitting that we're not God. Because does God sleep, yes or no? No, he doesn't. And that is good news. So in other words, every time we rest, what that is us choosing to trust in Jesus. Choosing to trust that we need to give our bodies, our minds what they need, and that's rest. Okay? So with all this being said, how do we respond to this, okay? The way that we respond to this is by making time to rest, okay? We need to do that. We need to make time to rest. So here's one thing we could do this week, okay? You can write this down. We're going to talk about it, then we're going to be done. One thing you could do this week, get your pens out with your nice Halloween pens. Get them ready. One thing we could do this week, write this down, is give your screens a bedtime. Give your screens a bedtime. Write that one down, okay? And then I'll explain it. I'll answer your questions right now, I can promise. This week, choose to have no screens. How many screens? Only 3, right? No screens in your room at night so that you can get better sleep. Wow, that's simple, huh? But I know, everyone listen. I know some of you are like, oh, well, I don't actually do that, or I have a TV in my room, or whatever. But everyone listen. Shh. Use some wisdom. Maybe buy an old-fashioned alarm clock or ask your parents to wake you up. I don't know. But if you normally don't go on your phone, you're not on your screen at night, that's great, okay? Use that time to listen to some worship music or to pray or to really just sleep. But for you, just try this for this week. Just put your phone to sleep before you go to sleep, and then you could get it in the morning. This is healthy for us. This will not only help us be physically more healthy, but also help our relationship with Jesus. Because remember, for many of us, we're just too tired to live like Jesus. So this is one step we could take that'll help us give our bodies the rest that they need. Here's our bottom line. Our bottom line is this: make time to rest. Make time to rest, okay? It's not just gonna happen to you, but remember, God created us to rest. And every time we choose to do that, every time we get enough sleep, we're trusting in Jesus. So everyone, do me a favor. Speaking of rest, let's rest right now, okay? Everyone close your eyes and just take a nap if you want to. You really can. I'll probably wake you up in like a minute, though. So everyone, just close your eyes right now. I promise that no one's going to be looking at you. Well, maybe, because a lot of eyes are still open. But everyone, close your eyes. Don't worry about what other people are going to think right now. Just relax. Just chill. I want you guys to hear this, okay? So shh. Just relax. I want you to picture, seriously do this, okay? Close your eyes, please. Seriously, just imagine this. Imagine Jesus himself. Maybe Jesus just had some soda and he burped. I don't know. Maybe he had a Sprite. But no, seriously. Close your eyes and imagine this, okay? Shh. Imagine you're sitting at a table, and then Jesus comes and he sits across from you. Okay, seriously, close your eyes. Imagine this. And imagine you could see his face. And you could just see that he's looking at you, that he loves you, that he cares about you. Like you could just tell from the look in his eyes. And seriously, imagine Jesus saying these words to you. Imagine him giving you this invitation, saying, come to me, all who are weary and tired and burnt out, and I will give you rest. Shh. Imagine Jesus saying that he wants to give you rest. Let's pray. Lord, I pray that you would help all of us to listen to our bodies, that we would get rest, that we would trust in you more. God, I really pray that for these students, God, for the leaders, for all of us, Lord, help us every day to trust you more, to obey your word, and to see that it's so much better. God, I pray that you would take these words, that you would help us to learn from them, learn from you, and God, help us to live like you and experience the joy that comes with that, the freedom of knowing that before we've done anything, before we even stepped into church, before we even said that we love you, you already loved us. Help us to see that that's true. So Jesus, we love you, and we pray all these words in your name. And everyone said, amen. We love you guys so much. Have fun in life group. If you have questions, then let me know.